At the end of last year, I was able to get my first Baggles minifigure, being Cal here, but this was a collaboration with Legend C Mock. So it had a lot more detail and accessories and came in a nice plastic case. Today we're going to be checking out my second Baggles figure, which you can see is in this more Ziploc bag style packaging. And that is going to be because it is a pad solo minifigure versus the collaboration. So slightly different styles and detailing, but still excited to check this one out. You can see at the top of the packaging, it's going to have that area to rip to get to the actual inside. One side of the bag is going to have their social media, the logo. Other side, again, social media and a QR code. And I'm assuming this QR code is going to go to their website to give you the links for everything. And getting the figure out, it's just going to be in a plastic bag on the inside. This isn't padded at all, which is a bit unfortunate. I actually got this in an envelope as well, I'm pretty sure. So a bit off to me to get a package like this from Australia where the minifigure is just floating inside of a bag like that. But from what I'm seeing, no damage. So not going to be super risky maybe, but something I wanted to point out. Let's go ahead and check out Ahsoka though. Getting the Ahsoka on the stand. And this is just a great looking figure, of course. Baggles always does a good job. And definitely when comparing it to the original version of Ahsoka that came out with the Clone Wars sets, you can see just the jumps in detailing and actual quality here. I think it's nice to get the normal minifigure face instead of the creepy Clone Wars eyes. You can see glove printing, leg printing, probably nothing on the inside of the leg since it is a solo release. Ooh, these legs are stiff. Probably going to want to watch out for those. Don't want to bend them too much. Could damage printing in some way, I guess. On the hip, you can see that there's kind of that continued design. And you bend the legs and there's more printing at top. So that's great to see. That's something I bring up in my reviews sometimes. That when you're posing minifigures, that ends up happening. Legs aren't going to have that issue since it is brown on brown. I think the mid legs here are going to be good to have her next to Anakin, Obi-Wan, where they're a bit taller than her. That is perfect for the character. The lightsaber hilt is going to be molded by Brick Tactical. They do all sorts of lightsaber blades, so it's good to see them use a custom part instead of the standard lightsaber by Lego. The Laku on the top there is going to be the one that Lego does. Maybe this version that I have here is faded in some way, but it's the exact same part, but the printing on this one is different. So unless this is the more modern version of that part, I don't know. Colors are just different though. So that's what's leading me to think that it is faded on the back. The original figure had no back printing. This one does. Continued boot printing. But wait, there's more. Underneath the Leku, there is an alternative face. I'll switch that around quick. So you can also have a stern, frustrated look versus the kind of smirk on the other side. Proportions on this seem a little bit off in the Lego scale since he is very skinny in the cartoon. That makes sense. I think these stomach lines maybe could have been left off just to make it look a little more natural, kind of like the original minifigure. But overall, I like the printing. I think the arms are going to be really useful. Same with the legs. Maybe you could fig barf some different things using these arms on different Ahsoka minifigures. The Leku are great. You know, that's a good Lego piece. It stood the test of time. Facial prints are going to be good options too. Glad that they aren't stylized. You can switch these out on any other Ahsoka minifigures that you have that are on this orange color. Nothing but positive things to say here. I think the value is pretty decent too. I think there's like $50. So all that wraparound printing definitely makes it worth it. All that being said, let's go ahead and get to the comparisons and the final verdict. I think this is the case for why custom Lego figures really need to be made. Just look at the original Ahsoka with the creepy Clone Wars face, weird proportions since the mid-legs didn't exist at the time. This is just not aging very well, obviously, and for the most part, there's probably no reason why Lego would go back to the original season of Clone Wars to make another version of her. So Baggles going ahead and upgrading the figure to be closer to modern Lego makes a lot of sense. Again, a lot more detail, like the leg printing, even back torso printing, something that is surprising to be missing from this figure. And even arm printing, just going way above and beyond to upgrade this minifigure in so many different ways. It's also cool to get the custom molded lightsaber hilt from Brick Tactical here to even go above and beyond on that. And here's the modern take on Ahsoka, you know, being from that later Clone Wars series. Has normal eyes and a normal face, so having more options to have the younger design there, but also not being wide-eyed and creepy from the Clone Wars is great. And you know, it is a bit of a lighter minifigure, cheaper and all that, doesn't have as much crazy printing on it, but still stands out. You know, looking at the Cal minifigure that I reviewed recently, this has the crazy levels of detail, but of course it is more of a live action style character, even though it is still a video game where it does have more detailing than a cartoon character. But that Ahsoka is going to fit in great with a Rex, especially the combo one here that I have with the extra pauldron piece on the Grandpa Clone Customs Rex. I think this is a pretty good figure for the value, and as somebody that did grow up on the Clone Wars, it's nice to have a version of this character. I actually didn't even have a version of Ahsoka from the original Clone Wars for a really long time. I think I got this one on Bricklink. Never ended up getting one of those sets, but glad to have this minifigure. If you want to see more custom LEGO Star Wars or custom LEGO videos overall, check out all the videos on my channel. I've been Brick Raddy Up, and I'll see you in the next video.